to explain what that means?
Yeah. Oh, Nicki Minaj, you're an inspiration to our podcast. My gosh. If you haven't watched Queen Radio, it's super funny. Yeah, so welcome to our third day. It's our third day out here. This is our third episode of Youthful Voices.
Third tries a charm.
No, it's third time the charm. Wait.
You just repeated what I said.
Third time the charm. Wait.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, that's right. We know puns.
Charms.
All right. Yeah.
It is almost close tonight, and tomorrow is school. Yeah.
We're filming this on a school night, basically. So yeah, this is gonna be a doozy, but we're gonna stick through it.
Okay.
Yeah. Youth. Youthful Voices.
So, guys, let me just say, it's weird saying guys. Like, hey guys, like, this is a YouTube channel.
Hey guys, this is Alexis 123.
Y'all guys want a nickname? Hey kitty cats.
Voice alerts.
But this week or these past few weeks have been the most stressful time of this year for me. Mm-hmm. Just how hard it is being a junior.
It's so hard being a junior.
It is. People past students would say, "Hey, junior year is the hardest year. Be prepared." And
like
I
you're gonna
believe
lose
it.
all of your brain cells.
Mm-hmm.
Your mental health is gonna decrease. So is your grade.
More depression.
More depression. Your grade is gonna bloop.
Mm-hmm. And this year I'm actually trying, you know?
Exactly. Like, this is the 1 year people try.
Just because they said that it was hard. Of course you don't try because you're smart. Automatically.
No, I try. Like, I try really hard. Like, Labor Day weekend is supposed to be a weekend to chill, relax, enjoy America. But no, teacher's like, let me put a project here, let me put assignments here, and let me make it all due on the day they come back. For what?
Don't you want to stop grading? Don't you want to have time with your kids or something? Yeah, I don't know. You just told me that you've never had a regular class. And I was surprised.
By the way, I'm eating a Popeye's biscuit, and you know they dry.
ASMR.
And you know they dry, so you're gonna hear the crunch.
There's no crunch. That is dry. All I hear is like you eating like something.
Just eating something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never taken a regular class. Like, it just didn't seem like. It's gonna sound bad, but I didn't want to take a class that everybody takes.
I get what you're saying.
Like, I don't want to be in a class with just nobody. I mean, with just anybody. I want to be in a class with people most likely want to learn what they're learning.
Oh, just because we're regular does not mean.
I know, not all of y'all, but you know, a lot of people are just there because they have to.
Like, I take like AP classes or like pre-AP or like on-ramps classes. By the way, on-ramp is like a college level class, and like I only take it because I don't have to take it later. I could take it right now, get it over with, so that when I get to college, I have like things to like actually like what I want to do like for my career and stuff. But like regular, honestly, I take regular because I don't want to like put myself heavy. Like, I know you can handle it. Health. Yeah, I know you can handle it, but like I'm gonna be honest, I cannot.
Yeah, and it's not like you just take all regular classes. Like, you try different things. So that's the main thing.
I wouldn't want to take all regular classes because that's too easy. I also want to challenge myself. I mean, even though I am complaining a bit about doing too much work.
You want the challenge, but not the challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you want the challenge points.
Or
you
like,
want it to look good.
I'm adjusting to it, like having homework every night. Because I didn't have that sophomore year at all. Like, yeah. I didn't have homework every single night, and not pounds of homework. I guess I would, but not like pounds of homework. Yeah. To where I would stress about it.
Me, I'm like a different situation. Like I'm taking 4 AP classes, and homework, I'm gonna say it's not as hard as what it's going to be. Like I'm not saying it's not as hard as people are saying it. It's not as hard as it's going to be. Like our physics teacher even said, if you cried more than once,
it's gonna make it hard.
Yeah, no. If you cried more than once these 3 weeks, I'm gonna need you to talk to me so we can find what works. And I was like, wait, y'all cried? Like, and then, like,
I would complain but not cry.
I was like, oh my god, this physical work is too much.
Oh my god.
Like, it's hard. Like the Labor Day weekend, they just projects. I'm like, dang.
You know what? I get why they cry.
Yeah. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I know it's going to happen. Like, it's going to be November or, like, January.
For me, it would happen December.
I'm just going to have that mid-year breakdown.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's getting too much. I don't know if I can do this anymore. But I'm going to do this because that's just me. So, yeah. School's hard, but we're going to get through this.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be mean, but I kind of want to, like, start, just feel like I'm growing up at some point. Like, you know how you're under your parents' roof and stuff? Get some, like, feeling of individuality, you know?
Preach.
Mm-hmm. You better clap to that.
Like, junior year, it's only been, like, 4 weeks. And things are already getting
We already made a month. No, we're close to, right?
Yeah, we're close to a month because school's, yeah.
Yeah, we're close. So, like, this Friday we make, like, a month, I think.
I think this week we're, like, early next week.
Yeah, Monday, I think. Or during the weekend, too.
I don't know. I don't know how dates work. The only time I check the calendar is when something's due.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When something's, like, just a little tip, guys. Like, for example, me, a big thing that has helped me so much is using a planner.
A planner?
Yes. Like, I know some of you have used it, but don't look at me like that.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't use a planner last year because I would struggle getting it out and everything, just because I was a lazy kid. But, like, this year, now that I need it, like, when I get home, I open it up and I already have what I need. So, like, next morning, I'm like, oh, we had to do that for homeworks because I didn't write it down in my planner.
Oh, speaking of that, I forgot to write something in my planner.
Well, you better go.
And it was a quiz. So I walked into class, and she was talking about a quiz. And I was thinking she was talking about, like, a day from now tomorrow or, like, next week. She said, I was like, oh, so when is the quiz? She was like, now? like I was speaking to her in some foreign language. I was like, all right.
Oh, better shut up.
Okay. So, I don't know how I did on the quiz. She hasn't given scores. But, yeah, playing things out. Okay. I think that's enough about school. It's the weekend.
For now.
For now.
Because you know what this podcast is about.
We're about spreading social, political, educational awareness.
Voices.
Voices.
Okay. What else do you have for us in the agenda, Ozzy?
Okay. So, everybody and their mama has been talking about this. Nike's marketing strategy, from Colin Kaepernick to Serena Williams. And I just want to say personally, I am very proud of Nike.
You are?
Yes, because just to think, like, these are two people who has recently been causing a lot of controversy, and a big major company taking them as a representation of their brand is a big step and a very bold step, because a lot of companies will be too afraid of the backlash, but Nike isn't. And this is something important, because if there's not a representation of real things like protesting and things in the media, not just things that are a little like, oh, save the trees or something
Don't
like
use
that.
straws.
Don't use straws. Speaking of that, straws make up like less than 1% of the total pollution in the ocean.
I learned something though. I learned something. You want to know what it is?
What?
Is that straws are supposedly too small to be recycled, so they get thrown into the ocean. Guys, I'm for real. Don't use straws. Like, use metal straws or something.
But
come on, sip your cup.
Even that, straws aren't the problem.
You think they aren't?
There aren't. Like, if you look up the statistics, the main problem is fishnets.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And the reason why the reason why no one's saying like don't use fishnets is because they're making money off of fish, getting fish. So people are just saying straws so people can make it seem like they're fixing something, but they're not fixing anything. You're just avoiding the problem. The main problem is fishing, but nobody will talk about that is because that's how they make their money. Like, have you heard of that whale that was like dead, and then they found out what was inside, and it was just like a bunch of trash, and like fishnets are the bigger problem than straws. So wait, what were we talking about originally?
I have no idea. But how
did we go from Colin Kaepernick to straws and fishnets?
You know what that means? That we're proceeding this, like we're adjusting.
We're
yeah, high five.
Growth to freedom. Yeah, so, okay, back to Colin Kaepernick. So, the ad was like, it was very simple. Like, it was just a black and white image of his face. And what did he say? It was something about, believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything.
Yep.
Yes, so that message, I looked at it and I was like, oh, all right, Nike, I see you. Like, it was really good, especially with a person, Colin Kaepernick. Like, he was protesting police brutality. He was taking a knee for the lives that have been lost for police brutality. And I think a lot of people misinterpreted what he was saying as he was protesting the national anthem. Because that was, right there. But they didn't, look into the deeper meaning of why he was doing it. He wasn't protesting the national anthem. He wasn't saying, ooh, the song sounds bad. Right? Ooh, this country is disgusting. No, he was saying, there was a problem that a lot of people are willing to ignore, even though lives are being lost because of it. So, people just detached it to make it seem like he was just protesting for nothing. And making it seem like it was anti-military, which it really wasn't. Because what does that have to do with the military?
I think they just used it to create a bigger
because everybody loves the military.
Yeah, everyone should have respect for the military.
There's people. Nobody has the problem isn't that people don't respect the military. It's the fact that y'all use a lot of people use the military
as an excuse
for why they feel a certain way. If the military had nothing to do with this, nobody would have anything wrong with Colin Kaepernick. And when Nike announced the ad, people were boycotting Nike in the most stupid
let me be the
socioeconomic way that you can possibly do it.
How are you going to destroy Nike products when they're already bought? If you're boycotting, aren't you not supposed to buy Nike products? And if you're buying the Nike products, I mean, Nike's still getting the money. Nike don't got to worry about anything. Talk about the stocks.
The stocks, well, apparently today the stocks went down, but stocks go up and down all the time.
Yeah.
But their online revenues went up. So it's showing that they did something right. Either if you feel bad about it or good about it, they're making money. So over here cutting off the Nike signs on your socks.
You're ruining those good socks.
You're ruining good socks. And not only that, that's not affecting them. You can buy a piece of clothes and use it as a face wipe after you take a shower.
Or a rug.
Or a rug or a pillowcase. And the person that you bought it from will still use that money. So does that make sense? People over here burning their shoes.
Nike's still chilling.
They're chilling on their cash. They're looking at it. It was y'all hear some?
They get more attention though, which means
you're giving them more attention, which is giving them more of an opportunity to make money. And this one guy I saw on Twitter,
business.
Yeah, he burned his Nike shoes while wearing them.
Oh,
and he took a picture, and he was looking yes, I'm doing something right. And
you should see
later
Ozzy's
on,
face
and
right
then
now.
later, I'm like, yes. Like, and later on, there was a picture of him, like, his shoes, like, he was in a hospital for third-degree burns on his shoes.
Why?
I was like,
why?
Was it worth it?
Why?
Was it worth it, dummy? I ain't mind a bit.
Oh my goodness.
And then, like, people were, like, talking about him, like, this was so stupid. He was like, I'm in pain right now. Can we not? And I was like, that's your fault. And it's like, the things that, the ways that people, how do you say it? Like, the length that people go to do things like this, it really shows character. Like, I saw on Twitter, someone, like, a back of their truck, they had, like, a log and a branch, and then they had a noose around a football. And we all know what that means. Like, they were hanging the football, but that represent Colin Kaepernick and what he was doing.
Yeah.
So someone took the time to set up that log, that branch, that noose football, and put it in the back of their car just for display. So what would they do? Like, if they can do that, there's nothing that they cannot do. And it's really scary to think that people would go to such strength. Like, if people were just mad on Twitter, they're like, okay, whatever, they're mad. But they're over here burning items. Like, it's crazy. And then the military, have you seen the pictures? Like, the military, they're over here rocking their Nike military boots. And, like, some people in the military, veterans, they're just saying, like, this is what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for people like Colin Kaepernick to have their voices heard. So, when you're using the military as an excuse, what are you saying? That the military is just to protect your cause, just to protect your people?
It seems like a strong excuse to use. Like, oh, you have to agree with me because I'm including the military. Mm-hmm.
Because everybody loves veterans. You can't attack the veteran. I'm like, if you love veterans so much, then there wouldn't be homeless. Like, they wouldn't be begging.
Exactly.
Like, you're so people are so quick to bring up veterans, but yet they're the same people who don't donate, don't
at least
veterans.
give $1 to a person, like the veteran.
Yes, and we're like, actually, that's kind of sad that some veterans, like, they spend like almost their whole life fighting for their country, and then they come back and they don't get anything in return.
Yeah.
But yet they're spending so much money on military. That's a whole nother issue. But Nike, you're doing what you're doing, and they also did an ad about Serena Williams.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, you can talk about it. Like the cat suit.
Oh,
We talked about the cat suit. I think it was the bodysuit. Podcast.
Yeah, we talked about it last podcast where they didn't agree with what Serena was wearing, and like a lot of people didn't find what she was wearing a big deal. And like I don't what happened to her? Was she like after
she received the backlash of her bodysuit, which was in fact made by Nike, she wore a tutu as instead. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just make a bigger statement. And Nike also did the same thing with Colin Kaepernick. They made a black and white picture of Serena Williams, and they said, you can take the costume away from the superhero, but you can never take away their power. And I think that was really like powerful. And I don't think it received as much backlash as Colin Kaepernick, because the Serena ad is kind of being put in the shadow compared to Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
But it's been
it's still an important quote, and it's true what they say. But yeah.
But why does Serena Williams get so much trash? Like, she plays tennis. Nobody talks about tennis until Serena Williams. And recently, I think the U.S. Opening, I think it was last night, she got a penalty because her manager or something did a thumbs up and they thought it was cheating, and she went up to them and said, I know why you would think that was cheating. That's a signal for me to get out in the field. But she said, I don't cheat to win. I would rather lose. And then turned around and walked away, and the crowd was like cheering for her. I was like, you better go. And then they deducted points for that. And then she called the ref a thief. And then they deducted more points for that. So she got the official referee. And she was like, near to cry.
I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but do you know what the referee's race was?
White.
Oh.
And it's funny that, her sister Venus, that was the same ref that was doing the same thing to Venus. I'm like,
Wait, can I just like say something quick? Like, I was going through my Instagram feed, and you know how all of us almost use Instagram. Just a little thing to say is, why would you like? I'm not really pointing out at anyone, but like, why do people fight racism with more racism? You get what I'm saying?
Explain.
Like, I just saw this video one time. It was about I like, me personally, I don't like to say black. I don't know. I just don't. I don't. I feel like
people have a negative connotation to saying black, but black is better than African American, at least in my opinion. Because
you think so? Because like, I don't want to be disrespectful.
Because you know, black has a negative connotation because it's just like out there. Like,
yeah.
Like, I understand that, but not everybody's African American. Just like not everybody's Mexican American. So like, assuming that people are African American, that can probably be more offensive than you saying black. So I would just.
I'm just gonna say black, and if anyone has a comment, just
leave a comment below, and we'll talk about it.
If there's something else you would prefer me to say, please say, because I mean, I don't want to feel anyone make it uncomfortable. So. But there was this black guy in the Instagram video where he was putting, you know, that what's the guy's name? The one that we just talked about, Nike. Yes, they put that advertisement and they taped it behind white people's backs.
Like, and without their permission?
Yeah, he like tapped him in the back pretending to be like saying hello or something, but he tapped the advertisement in the back. Like, he printed them out and he
like. I'm gonna say that was racism, but it's just like why would you do it? Like, it's disrespectful.
I went through the comments and some people were like, why would you fight racism with racism? Why automatically to like white people?
I wouldn't.
What would you think? Like, I
know some people think that you can be however you want with white people if you're a minority because they did the wrong to you. I don't. Like, if there was a black shooter that killed a white man because they were white,
I would feel
bad. I would feel really bad. And I don't think a lot of people would not feel bad. Like, okay, why would you do that? That's not how you solve a problem. And
that's the type of situation I'm talking about.
I wouldn't say it would be racism because a black person shooting a white person won't have the same effect as a white person shooting a black person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying,
Because if a black person shoots a white person, then it would have that connotation like, oh, that's another black man again doing that. But if a black person shot a white person, the image of white people as the standard won't change.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but besides that, that's not what you're supposed to do. Like, this issue, I'm glad that Nike brought it up because it started a lot of conversation. Like, right now, we've been talking for like 22 minutes about this one topic. Like, we got a list of topics left to go to. So, yeah. Are we done?
Yeah, Nike? I think that's something we can wrap up.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Mac Miller.
Oh, that's such a... It's like when I got the news like after school. And
yeah, me too.
It was like, what? It was so random. Like, I just saw on my timeline, it was like, oh, Mac Miller died. Like, what? And he died of a drug overdose? I was like, oh my God. Oh my gosh. Like, it was so terrible to see, like, someone lost so soon. Because a drug overdose. Because didn't the same thing almost happen to Demi Lovato?
Yes.
Like, we talked about that, I think, the first episode.
Oh, yeah, that was the other artist.
Mm-hmm. Like, substance abuse is a big deal, especially in the music industry. And people don't say anything because they feel like it will ruin their image.
I'm going to say something quick. I always got something to say.
You got it.
But, like, I saw this video about Matthew Espinosa, like this old Viner, right? Mm-hmm. And so he said something that meant so much to me. Like, nowadays, like, all the rappers only talk about how to do drugs and this and that about drugs. And let me be honest, rap was not like that before. I mean, they would talk about it, but like in a quiet way. You know what I'm saying? Not when like.
It was the same thing. To be honest, it's like it was.
Cut that out.
No, it's no. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, it's more prevalent now. like it's not as poetic.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not as poetic.
Like some people actually take it seriously and like follow what the lyrics say and really listen to.
Like
the
back in the day, you really had to like dive deep into the meaning because they would take time to poetic. But no, now they would say, "I do this, 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 and this, and this, and I don't care."
And there are fans. Doing what the lyrics say. Like, I won't judge anyone because that's not what I do, but like, I don't agree with the idea.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mac, he didn't really talk about drugs like that.
He didn't.
But if he talked about drugs, he would talk about his addiction to drugs. Like, his new song, his new song, but it's like, his new song, like, he was smoking a cigarette in a coffin. The song was called Self-Care. And it's really sad. Like, a lot of people are like sad, like giving their thoughts and prayers. But of course, there's always a group of people who are seeking to blame other people for other people's decisions.
Specifically,
like, he's a grown man. He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was getting.
He knew what he was getting himself into. So if someone isn't in your life anymore, you can't blame. He didn't even blame Ariana Grande. Like, he was like,
I don't think he's that mean of a person to do that. Like,
he's
if
not.
you
Like,
actually
he's actually glad. I think he said something about Pete Davidson, like, oh, he's okay with that, and he was like, I'm glad she moved on, and I'm glad that she's better off.
And I heard Ariana Grande saying how her and her and Mac Miller are still like in contact, like they like keep up with each other supposedly.
Yeah, it wasn't
a big breakup like it was. Like
the main reason that they broke up was because she couldn't deal with that headspace because she was constantly promoting his sobriety.
Yeah,
but it would always do like that, and I guess she didn't feel like she needed to be
on top of him, like every single time.
I bet she felt like she wasn't a partner, but more like a caregiver.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because you're taking care of someone, but what you're getting back. So it's like, yeah, it's a very weird and sad situation. But why would people blame Ariana Grande? Like, they're over here sending threats through her Instagram. Like, she disabled her comments.
She did?
Yes, but I think she put them back up, but she disabled her comment for like a whole day. And it's like, oh my gosh. Because it's like, why would you blame someone like that? And this isn't the first time that happened. Like, isn't that the weird thing? I mean, people are constantly blaming her for deaths. Like, remember her Manchester situation?
Yeah.
Like, they were saying, like, oh, it's your fault. Oh, it's your fault.
Oh, wow. I just looked into Instagram, and he posted a picture of Mac Miller. And both of them.
You see?
Disabled the comments.
Yeah, she disabled her because it's like, why would she?
Wow, that got a lot of likes. 10 million likes in, like, one day.
It was like, because it's a big thing. Like, she still hasn't said anything. Which I'm glad she hasn't, because people don't deserve it. I wouldn't
even know how to, like, what to say. But yeah, you're right. People don't deserve it.
I feel sorry for Ariana Grande because she's dealt through so much loss in, like, the recent years. Like, the Manchester situation was not that long ago. And she's still recovering from that. And now her recent ex just passed away.
Someone who they had a very serious relationship.
2 years, I think. Yeah.
Whoa, I would have. Oh. And imagine what Pete is feeling like. I hope he's a supportive boyfriend. He looks like one.
Yeah, I will be supportive. I think he is. But yeah, that's a sad situation. If you know someone that's dealing with mental health issues or drug addiction, then you need to speak up about it. Help them get help, but you don't have to feel like you're responsible for their own action.
By the way, there's like a 24-hour phone number. So call 1-800-273-8255 if you feel depressed or anything. I think you can talk. No, I don't think you can talk anonymously.
I think it's anonymous.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that they involve is like if you're like in serious harm.
Yes, but like there's also like a texting program that they have which you can text with them and just talk about like with the counselor what you're feeling. And it's important that you do, because sometimes it is a lot to just keep everything in, and if you just talk about it, at least like anything, it makes you feel a lot better, like more light-weighted, you know what I mean? So that's for Mac Miller. Anything else?
I don't think anything else. And the fact is, like, his album came out the same week as Travis Scott's album. Like, that was a big deal. And people were saying, like, oh, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like, oh, what? Who's Mac Miller? And that thing's actually affected people. Like, he probably got in a really dark state of mind that nobody cares about me. Something in me doesn't tell me that this was intentional. Like,
you think this was accident?
Like, it was an accidental overdose.
You don't think? Yeah, I don't
because
think he seemed like the person.
Like, he had a lot going for him. Like, he was really excited. Like, I think he was going on tour.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like, he was really excited about going on tour. I don't think it was intentional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, he did this to himself, but accidentally. Like,
he didn't keep in mind, hey, this is it. This is where I'm gonna.
Yeah, like this is
end it.
Like, he didn't know that he was over. I don't know. Well, I can't speak because I don't know, but that's just how I'm feeling. So, R.I.P. to Mac Miller. Rest in peace, and you will be missed. All right. So, in a lighter, I don't know if it's a lighter note, but this weekend, Nicki versus Cardi, but like for real, like they actually got into it. So, like, fists were thrown, knots were made, shoes were thrown.
It was like all I heard was that during New York Fashion Week, Cardi might have caught sight of Nicki, and I guess
might have, definitely.
Yeah, did.
You see these pictures?
But like, they just started fighting because supposedly Nike, what the freak is wrong? Cut it out. Nicki has made fun of Cardi's parenting skills. Yeah. Wait, how can you talk about someone's parenting skills if you haven't had a son of your own?
Well, there's things that you can say.
Well, yeah, there's things that you can say.
At the same time, it's not your business.
Yep.
And she was being very subliminal about it. Like, if you actually care about the way someone's parenting skills, then you need to... Miss Ashley, what are you doing?
I am, something.
Are you getting unsolicited help?
What?
What? This is very non-student-like.
I am getting help.
You're getting help.
Yes, don't talk bad about me during the podcast, sir.
Yeah, we promote getting help for students. Like, if you need help, students, there's always options. Cheating isn't one.
No. Nope. Don't cough like that. I'm not doing anything wrong.
I didn't say nothing.
You're coughing.
I didn't say nothing.
Ozzy,
What?
Ozzy's,
What? Say it with your chest. Say it in the bottom of your chest. Okay, back to Nicki and Cardi B. So, apparently Nicki was talking bad about her parenting skills and her daughter, and Cardi B ran up on her and saying like, "Oh, like what's poppin'?" or something like that. And she threw her shoe. She threw her shoe. Who does? She's like, so she really took her shoe off and threw it.
That's like your signature move. Like
that is because she did that on Love and Hip Hop.
Yes.
During the reunion. So I'm like, okay.
What was the reason?
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Everyone with headphones, please lower it.
Yeah, lowering down your volume. So Nicki Minaj had 5 bodyguards around her, which understandably so. And the thing that a lot of people are caught up on is, did Nicki actually hit her or not? Like, some people are saying she didn't because her bodyguard took the punch for Cardi B. But there's a video.
But, what, like, when you punch someone, automatically you don't grow like a big bump. Usually when you get a bump is when you get hit by an object. You know what I'm saying? But like when you get punched, you get a bruise right away.
Like, I found it weird how it was like
a big bump. Like if she actually got hit with like a heel of a shoe. You know what I'm saying?
No, but she threw the shoe.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Well,
Like if she got hit with like something hard.
Maybe she has really sensitive skin and it just like.
Oh, come on! She wouldn't get into fights if she had sensitive skin.
To be honest, but that was like the bump that she got was weird. Like I would understand there was a few bruises.
Like have you seen like the Tom and Jerry cartoons where they get hit and they give it up? Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yes.
No, Ashley. Oh, Cardi go to what's popping in the comments. Like, send me the Addy. Yeah, so Cardi B got punched, and some people think it's Nicki actually, because in the video you see her arm reaching out, and then I think Cole Sprout from Riverdale, he was there.
Cole Sprouse.
Sprouse. Okay.
You said Sprout
from Sprout. You know that TV channel Sprout?
Yes, that's what you're thinking about.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about. I don't know. My head is all over the place. What
was it? What TV show was it? The Franklin Bears? I don't know what.
I don't know.
You don't remember those cartoons?
The Franklin Bears?
Yeah, something about that. It was like a bear show.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't think it's Franklin Bears, guys, but it's like a long time ago. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So. What was I saying?
Cole Sprouse, he was there.
Yeah. So in a comment of his Instagram, he was like, the party was fun. Too bad we didn't get hit by Nicki."
Oh, I saw that.
I was like, what? And then you see a picture of Nicki's arm, and it's like a little bruise, like here, like the knuckle area. So people are thinking that Nicki laid one in on Cardi. So it's just a messy situation. I hope they find conflict because we don't need that much. Yeah, like you would find it. Is it Cole Sprout? Who's the one in Riverdale?
Lily Reinhardt? No, Dylan's not. Lily.
I don't know. Nope. I don't know. I saw a video on Instagram.
KJ Appa?
Who?
KJ Appa, this guy.
I don't know. Well, there was a video, like you can find it on the internet. We're just having trouble finding it right now. But it's a messy situation. It was fun to listen to. Like, usually beefs, they just stay online. But now it's like for real. So George Zimmerman is in the news again. No, it's not for killing another innocent black man. But it's for threatening to Beyonce. Well, Jay Z. Well, it's maybe Jay Z because it's Jay Z's documentary. But he also threatened both of them.
Yeah. So, and I think it was Jay Z's producer, director, manager.
Yes, manager. So if you don't know, Jay Z is working on a Trayvon Martin documentary. I think it's for a title. You know, that's his thing. Yeah. So, you know, I think George Zimmerman found out the news about that, and he got really mad enough to get into his zone and start threatening Beyonce and Jay Z through emails, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were threatening them through messages, like sending awful things. I don't know specifically what they said, but it's just weird. Like,
it's a big deal for him to threaten an iconic person like Beyonce
and Jay Z
and Jay Z, of course.
But like, why would he do that? Like, he's
look.
Yeah,
this is what he sent. The messages to Gasparo, which is Jay Z's manager. I think. Hold up.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. And it said, wow, where was I at? Sorry. The messages to Gasparo included his home address and told him members of a notorious New York City mafia family were looking for him. What? The blast reported.
So, like, why would he? Like, you remember that he was selling the gun that he used to kill Trayvon Martin on eBay?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and it's so like weird because this man can just walk around and do whatever, like he didn't do this heinous crime. And
like if everything's just on the clear for him.
Like he's just doing whatever, and I just think that's weird. Like he should be in prison, if anything.
He did what he did.
He did what he did,
and
the what's it called? Law didn't do what was right. So it's stupid for why he's doing it. I just need him to keep low, just continue his life, and we'll be good. I don't want to hear him in the news anymore, and that's
I agree.
Yeah. So I think that's it for this podcast. This is really long, but
I feel like we've made progress.
We made a lot of progress. It flowed. Oh my gosh. What?
But thank you guys for listening.
Yes, thank you. As we say in our past 2 videos, we want to hear your inputs. We want to hear what y'all have to say, how we can improve, how we can make this better. But also, we want subscribe, and most importantly, share to other people.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Whatever you have to do to keep in touch. But mostly subscribe. We're still trying to get to 100 subscribers.
I mean, I feel like we could still do it.
Yeah, we can still do it.
And like, since our podcast is still flowing, it's going better. I feel like we should,
Please help us subscribe. Even you're watching this. You're probably not subscribed. So subscribe.
Click that red button.
Click that red button. It's not going to take anything out of your day.
It doesn't even, it really doesn't affect you.
It does not affect you at all.
But it affects us.
It affects us. So, and if you care about us, you would do it. So I think that's it for this podcast. Thank y'all so much. If
you have anything you want us to talk about, comment down below or go to our Instagram and go to the comments. But anyways, I think that's it.
Yeah, so bye.
Bye.
To freedom! Youth. Youthful voices.